Troy Millette from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. They haven't gambled, but Neil Smith is very much in a gambling mood, and the word we get, talking to various people before the draft, especially from scouts from Europe, is that the New York Rangers may be set to take Alexei Kovalev, the top-rated European in this draft from the Soviet Union. Kovalev was a star on the USSR World Junior team, played on a line with Pavel Bure and Sergei Martiniuk. He is a hot dog, he is flamboyant. Any of the NHL scouts who saw him, they said the first time they ever saw him, that they said right away, there's a guy who made effect. And now with what's happening in the Soviet Union, defection not necessarily necessary, and you don't have to wait any longer for a Soviet or an Eastern Bloc player than you do most of these other players who are in high school, college, or junior hockey. Let's see what they do.
So if you describe a Soviet hockey player as a hot dog, I guess New York City would be a good place to play the game.
Well, we'll find out. It'll be a bold move. If it is, I really like it. Neil Smith going up with Larry Plow. They've got some other possibilities they're looking at, but I know the Soviet was high on their list of considerations.
Moment is here for Neil Smith.
The New York Rangers are very excited to select from Moscow Dynamo Alexei Kovalev.
Well, Glasnost and Perestroika obviously hasn't found its way to Buffalo. That it's not a selection that's being greeted with great cheers from the crowd. But you've got to realize something right now about hockey in the 1990s, especially the National Hockey League. It is truly a global game. There is always the risk being run that there'll be dramatic political upheaval in the Soviet Union, that we'll see all those walls erected again and the Iron Curtain come back down. But for right now, we have to believe Neil Smith picked a player who they will have in their lineup within the next couple of years.
It's quite a bold move, Neil.
Well, we had this player rated second overall, and it was a unanimous thing on our staff that we really wanted this player, and we were fearful that he wouldn't be there in the second round. And the upside potential of the player was so great that we just couldn't pass him up. With the new freedoms in Russia and the way that the Russian players are coming over, it was a move at 15 that we just felt was a great gamble.
How difficult is it going to get him here? Do you expect him in the fall or possibly after the Olympics?
I think that we're looking long range. We're probably looking at 2 to 3 years to get him, just like we would get with a junior player. So we're just anxious to see him play in the World Junior and see him play maybe in the Olympics. And it's just an exciting day.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Neil Smith, the general manager of the New York Rangers. Our coverage of the NHL Entry Draft 91 continues after this.